Before you launch your business, you need a prototype. Let's talk about it. By the way, I'm KJ Miller. I'm a founder, lecturer, and content creator. I love all things business, beauty, and pop culture. So if you love any of that, be sure to subscribe. Now let's get into it. So today's video is inspired by a TikTok I made yesterday. I stitched a creator named Jenna Palak. She was talking about the fact that she had spent $50,000 on her pickleball paddle company. Now, I didn't know anything about her or the very large community of people she had built when I made the video. All I knew was the video she had made talking about spending all that money. And basically, I made a video response saying one of the things that I harp on in my class is the importance of testing consumer demand and making sure that there is consumer demand for your product or your service before you launch and before you spend a bunch of money and all of your resources and all of your time. This is something that I spend a lot of time on in my course, both in business school and in my course Startup Starter Kit, which is launching at the end of this month. Be sure to sign up for my email list so you're the first to know. Now, I want to make a video going into this concept in a little bit more detail because a lot of times people wonder, well, how do I do that? How do I test consumer demand before I have the actual product? And a lot of times people wonder, is this going to be foolproof, right? Let's say I do it and let's say people say that they want it. Does that mean I'm definitely going to have a successful business? Well, answering the second question is very easy. No, it does not. It does not mean you are definitely going to have a successful business. What we are trying to do is de-risk the business before you launch. We're trying to make sure you aren't launching with a complete flop that nobody wants. We want to make sure that there are people out there who want this thing before you launch, and a good number of people who want this thing that you're launching before your launch. Does that mean it's going to be a hit? Does that mean you're going to make $1 billion? Does that mean you're going to be a millionaire? No. No one can guarantee you that, and beware of anyone on the internet saying they can guarantee you that. Nobody can. But what we can do is start to understand, is there actual demand for this product or service that you're launching before you launch it? That's what we're going to talk about. So as I mentioned at the top, this video is going to focus on how to create a prototype so that you can really start to test demand before you launch. Now, in my course, I like to focus on two different types of prototypes. The first is what I call a benchmark prototype. The second is what I call a bespoke prototype. So let's start with a benchmark prototype. So first of all, what is a benchmark? Well, in business, we use the term benchmark to mean a competitive product that you can compare your product to, right? That's what we mean when we say benchmark. So when I talk about a benchmark prototype, I am talking about using a competitor product that's out there or service that's out there in order to start to get feedback and inform what it is your core customer might want. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm launching a hair care line. My first product is going to be some form of a styling product, a curly, coiling custard that's going to give you just like amazing curls, so bouncy, so juicy. And my differentiator is that it is all fully fragrance free because, I have very sensitive skin. I have eczema. So does my daughter. So we can't put fragrance in anything, not in our hair, not in anything. And I think too many products on the market are fragrance and not good for people with sensitive skin. So that is my idea, a fragrance-free hair care line. And my first product is going to be a really beautiful coiling custard. I literally just thought of this off the top of my head, but honestly, I think it sounds good. If y'all know any brands doing that. Okay. So now I want to get an understanding of, does anybody want this? And I want to come up with a prototype. Well, here's what I can do. I can scour the earth, okay, for existing competitive products, existing fragrance-free coiling products, or really good hydrating coiling products that potentially are not fragrance-free. I'm going to try and get together the best of the best, and then I'm going to take them, just full on take those as they are, but put them in my own kind of stock unlabeled jars so no one knows what brand is what, right? Maybe I narrow it down to 3, option A, option B, option C. Maybe option A, the focus is the fact that it's fragrance free. Maybe option B, the focus is the fact that it's like really heavy, thick, moisturizing. And then maybe option C is, I don't know, some curveball. And again, these are not my products. These are competitor products, but I put them in their own jars. I don't put the competitors' names on them because what I'm not trying to do is sell these products. What I'm trying to do is get feedback on these products that will help then inform me when I go to the manufacturer to make mine. Okay. And I'm going to take these 3 products. Maybe I make a bunch of them and I start sending them to friends and family, right? I give a set to my mom. I give a set to my sister. I give a set to my homegirl. I give a set to my cousin. I give a set to some of the other moms on the playground, whomever I can. And I ask them for their feedback. First, I say, which one is your favorite? This is what they do. These are coiling, curling custards. I would love for you to try them and let me know which one is your favorite. I create a survey that they can fill out afterwards. Which one was your favorite? What did you like about A? What did you like about B? What did you like about C? What did you dislike? What would you have done differently? What did you wish it did? Do you have other brands that you already use that you like more than A, B, or C? I would put as many questions in there as I could to help me understand, okay, here's how she feels about what's on the market. Here's how she feels about, these samples. She doesn't know what they are, right? Most people, if you just put something in front of them and you don't put the label, they don't know what it is. They might think you actually cooked it up in your kitchen. But the point is, it's going to help you understand, does she like this? And crucially, you want to make sure that these prototypes start to give you an answer to the question, if I made my own fragrance-free coiling custard, would someone want it and what would they want to be in it? If you hear, let's say option A again was that fragrance-free one, and you hear, I thought it worked well, but I really didn't like the scent because it smelled kind of chemically, which by the way, if you don't add fragrance to a lot of products, they do kind of give off that chemical smell. That's something that you have to know. You have to think about, okay, what am I going to do? Does that mean I go full fragrance free? Does that mean I try and incorporate some sort of natural scent, some lemon? What do I do about that if I'm hearing that from enough people? But the point is, you start to get feedback, okay? That is your benchmark prototype. You use what's out there already in order to get feedback. And if you can, you disguise what brand it is, because you're not trying to get people's feedback on the brand. You're trying to get people's feedback on the aspects of the product that might help you then put together your product. Now, the second type of prototype that we talk about in my class is a bespoke prototype. That means fully custom. This is a good option if you are able to make a version of your product yourself, or if you have access to a manufacturer who can make samples for you without you having to commit to a full purchase order or a large order run, right? Because the whole point of this whole process is we're trying to get the feedback we need to understand if anyone wants the thing we're making before we spend a ton of money, right? So there are plenty of manufacturers who will give you samples if you spend thousands and thousands of dollars with them. But a lot of times if you work with the manufacturer, they will be willing to provide samples during the development process before you place a PO. Not every manufacturer will, but some will. So this is a good option if you can figure out a manufacturer who's willing to do that, or if you are able to make the prototype on your own, the way we did with our lipsticks. Lipsticks, as it turns out, are not difficult to make. You can type into YouTube right now, DIY lipsticks, and many videos will come up showing you how to make lipsticks at home. And that's what we did. We figured out how, and then we came up with our own formula and with our own shades based on doing it at home. So it was fully bespoke. You couldn't get those lipsticks anywhere else but in Harlem, because that's where we were making them. Right? So if you have the ability to make whatever your product is, whether it is a hair care product and you can whip up the natural ingredients in your home, a beauty product that you can make at home, if you're a seamstress and you're trying to launch an apparel line and you can sew those dresses together, if it's something you can actually make, if it's a cookie, you're launching some sort of like cookie or food that you can actually cook up in the kitchen, great, do that. Or if you can find a manufacturer willing to work with you on the development process and give you samples during the development process before you place a PO, fantastic. This is a really good option, because then once you have whatever it is, the things you're making in your home or in your kitchen, again, you can start to get feedback. You can not only send them to your network, your mom, your sister, your cousin, your homegirl, but if you're able to make enough, you can start sending them out more broadly. We sent a lot of our samples to influencers. We just DM'd them and said, hey, we would love for you to try these lipsticks. And a lot of them did, and a lot of them liked them. So we started to get an understanding early on, people do want these products. Do I know for sure that that means millions of people are going to want them and we're going to make millions of dollars? No, but at least I know somebody wants them. Okay. I'm not flying blind out here thinking, I hope to God somebody's going to want this thing. So that's really what you want to do. Whether it is a benchmark prototype or a bespoke prototype, you want to find a way to start validating that there are people who want the product that you intend to sell. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Like I said, if you want more content like this, the best thing you can do is sign up for my course, which I'm launching at the end of this month. So be sure to sign up for my email list so that you're the first to know. But also be sure to watch the rest of my videos in my video playlist. I've got a lot of videos in my business fundamentals playlist, as well as my founder advice playlist. I love talking about this stuff. And if you've got questions, let me know in the comments. I'll see you next time.